Hi and welcome to Desire RC. My name's Simon Wythe. This is the second video that I'm completing for the provision of an FPV or analog camera that can be utilized with the Viewfine HDMI screen. So in other words, being able to take an analog camera signal in, video feed in, and pass that over the air wirelessly through to an upscaler that allows us to actually see that image on the Viewfine. So what I'm going to do now is move this image down to the desktop so you can actually see the component parts that I've put together, and we'll go from there. In front of us on the table, I've got a number of different components. Let's go from the Viewfine, which is what we've talked about before, to this little device, which is called a video transmitter, 5.8 gigahertz video transmitter. This is a small board camera that is used extensively in FPV, first person view systems. Tiny little camera, very good quality. This is the other end of the process, which is the receiver, the 5.8 gigahertz receiver. Just to give you an idea, camera produces the image. It is connected through to this transmitter, which then talks wirelessly at 5.8 gigahertz to this receiver. And then this receiver is output to something like, under normal circumstances, something like a screen. But what we're going to do today is put this together so that the camera is doing all this piece, but instead of going to a monitor, a standard analog monitor, it's going to go through to the Viewfine. We talked last time about this little device, which is the upscaler. It takes an analog signal in from this and converts it to an HD feed, which can talk to the Viewfine. What I'm going to do now is connect everything up and show you how it actually functions and to see the proof of concept, if you like. So let's start from, let's start from this end. First thing we're going to do is connect the transmitter. There's some battery power here, which I'll put on in a second or two. We need to connect the camera. This is just another accessory that comes with the camera. It allows you to change the settings on the camera. This plugs into the back of the camera, this plugs into a screen and power, and allows you to bring up a menu and allows you to change the white balance and the color grading and various other things on the camera. Very useful, but for this exercise, we're not going to be using it. What it does come with is another plug. It's a 4-port plug, but only 3 cables are actually used. And we just plug it in, like so. And the other end is the bit that's going to connect to this. Now, as they come in the same kind of plugs. I don't know whether you can see that. And that makes it, they can't just plug together. So basically what I've got to try and do is either cut these cables and connect them physically, or use some form of adapter which you can easily obtain. What I've actually done is just taken some jumper leads, little leads. We'll put yellow to yellow, which is the video feed. Red to red, which is the power supply. And finally, ground. To ground. Just make sure everything is right. So ground to ground, yes. Power and video. So those devices, the camera and the video transmitter, are now connected. So in order to make all this sort of work, we have to do a couple of other things. Remember, this receiver, nothing's powered on yet. This receiver is going to produce an image that comes out through this feed. So all I'm going to do is plug it into the yellow lead. Yellow is video, red is audio. We're not going to be using audio, hardly ever use audio. Then we're going to plug in the HDMI lead from the Viewfine to the other side. Now these 3 devices now need power. If you remember from the last video, I'm just using, in this particular case, just a small power bank to power this. So we'll just plug that in. You can see power is now being fed to it. And all I have to do now is connect these to power. So let's connect this one to power. And you can see channel 11 has come up. You can probably just about see that on the screen now. Connect this one to power. And again, we've got channel 11 come up. I pre-programmed this. You can change the number of channels so that they talk to each other. So if there are several people in the same location using this sort of equipment, you can have multiple different channels, sometimes up to 48 channels to choose from. So you can't get somebody else's image. So essentially what's happening now is all powered up, everything's connected. What I need to do is just turn on my Viewfine. And what should happen is I should now see the image come up, and it has. And I hope that you'll be able to see that image just about. I'm moving the camera now so you can hopefully see what's going on. There we go. There we are, simple as that. All we've got is a off-the-shelf type of equipment here. If you're looking to have some help put this together, then please just let me know. Message me via the website, www.desirerc.com, and I'll do what I can to help you and support what you want to try and actually do. But if you're just having a simple analog camera feed like this camera could be attached to anything pretty much, and it's completely separate. This is a wholly separate unit, okay, so it could be put pretty much anywhere. And with these standard little aerials, you're probably going to get 100 feet or so, something like that. If you want more range and more power, you have to get better antenna than these. They're called cloverleafs or skew planners, and I can help you with that. This can be located anywhere else, and you can be viewing this at home. You might have cameras outside. You want to keep an eye on something for security. Any number of different combinations, but I'm trying to show you the flexibility of this device. The other last thing that I will point out, this particular receiver that I've got has a second AV out. So I can plug that into another monitor or another Viewfine if I chose to. So up to you. You can decide which way you want to go. Hopefully that gives you a good insight into what's going on with the Viewfine. And don't forget, visit our site. You can buy these online from us. We're the European distributor for these, and I use it all the time. Take care. Bye-bye.